is in favor, the amendment is adopted. Chairman Forget, please proceed.
Madam President, on behalf of the International Bylaws and Standing Rules Committee, I move consideration of proposed Amendment 8, which would amend Article 8, International Officers, Qualifications, Nomination, and Election Term and Duties, Section 3, Paragraph B, by adding a new subparagraph 6. The proposed wording can be viewed on the screen. Proposed Amendment 8 was submitted by the Tulsa Chapter, Tulsa, Oklahoma. The International Board of Directors does not recommend adoption.
Delegate at microphone number 1.
Connie Weddell, Tulsa Chapter. Madam President, with passion and purpose, I want to provide clarity on this amendment. The purpose is not to try to find out who voted for whom or who abstained from voting, but to simply provide information to a chapter or division that its delegate did not show up to cast a ballot in the election of officers. Units who send a delegate to represent them in EFAM have a right to know if that person did not do their job. We are not asking for international or anyone to police who votes, but only for a list after the fact. Even Congress publishes a list of who votes, and they also publish how they voted, but we are not asking for that. To expect division delegates to monitor and control the voting of all their chapter delegates may be unrealistic. We are all adult members of a professional association. Personal accountability is important because it is part of our core value of integrity. Even International has addressed the issue of accountability by announcing increased audits of Pathways to Excellence submissions this year because of the high percentage of members and units who have submitted incorrect information. We believe it is equally important to require accountability from our delegates and are asking you to provide a means for doing so. Having such a process in place would emphasize the importance of naming a delegate who understands the responsibility and is prepared to do the job. It has nothing to do with who's paying their way to EFAM, because the duties of a delegate are not dependent on whether the chapter or division is paying, an employer is paying, or the member is paying. It is a privilege and a great duty to be a delegate. Units can send a proxy if no one wants to do the job. This may seem like a non-issue until it happens to your chapter or to your division, then it hits home. Members want to know and have a right to know if their delegate did not represent them, and I encourage you to adopt this amendment. Thank you.
The delegate at microphone number 2.
Madam President, Carlina Reynolds, CAP International Vice President. The International